Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our live stream to discuss the new NAR settlement. My name is August, and I'm really excited to be part of this Facebook Live. We are going to discuss these changes in the real estate industry. So I want to present here Gina. We have Gina, who is going to be part of this conversation. Thank you so much for being part of this Facebook Live. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much. We also have my teammate Ben here. He is going to be part as well here on the Facebook Live. So first of all, I want to clarify what is the NAR. Maybe there are people that doesn't know what is it. So it stands for the National Association of Realtors. So it's a trade association that represents real estate agents and brokers in the U.S. So it has been quite a hot topic, this new settlement that the NAR showed this. I think it started working on August the 17th. I would like to know, first of all, Gina, how do you feel or what are your thoughts about this NAR settlement?
I feel like there were a lot of speculations at the beginning, and a lot of agents were scared of the change. Um, but I feel like in real estate general, there's always changes, and as a realtor, you have to be able to adapt to anything that comes your way. Here in Indiana, we actually started, or the law started on July 1st.
Oh,
So we've been using it for quite a while. Um, so far, we haven't really seen any changes
okay.
other than, having that conversation on with your buyer from the first phone call of, okay, we need to be under contract, because probably 90% of realtors did not use a buyer agreement before that. And so now it's like, okay, you have to sign it, and it says that you owe me my commission, but I will do my best to
Right.
have the seller pay for it. And then once we have a listing appointment, you know, the sellers, not all of them, but a lot of them ask questions as far as like, I heard I don't have to pay for the the buyer's agent commission anymore. I mean, that's always been the case. You do have the choice, but do you really want to sell your house? How soon, Because that will be like a key factor to sell your home as fast as possible.
Right. Yeah. I also have been reading from some realtors in social media that it has been also like misinformation about the topic, or there were a lot of, as you say, speculation or articles that I've read that they weren't giving the real information. So what do you think about that? It happened, as you told me, with some of your clients that they read something and start speculating about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding. When the way I feel is like now you have to be more transparent and be more open as far as how much we make and how much we charge. And
Right.
to me, I feel like we have to show our value and let them know that we truly deserve that, because, we put all these hours and gas money and all this. We don't know if we're going to get paid or not, and we don't know when. We can spend months working with the client without receiving a dollar. So it's more of having that transparency and a conversation with our clients. I feel like also a lot of agents are forgetting about that relationship, building that relationship with clients, and they go straight to that. They're like, okay, you have to sign this, you owe me my commission, and
Right.
that's it, and they forget about everything else. So for me, it's important to build that relationship first, making sure that they really want to work with me, and it won't be like something that is forced.
Totally. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice what you do on building that relationship. Ben.
Yes, no, just want to add because what you're saying I think is pretty important, and it's gonna be some milestone in regarding like building that relationship with the client, because um, I know that a lot of people is whenever this came out, home buyers were just saying, okay, this is good because you guys don't do anything, and
Mm.
that's not true, right? So now the home buyers are gonna know the truth behind this, right? What you guys do, why you guys are charging that amount. It's because there's a lot of stress involved. You have to be always informed. You have to be on top of everything. You have to constantly be learning and be educated about your job in order to do a good, of course, to be a good realtor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's really important.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's nice what you say, because people sometimes they think that this job for realtors is easy, or is something that, okay, so they only have to show me houses, or you have houses online. So I don't think it's that, because if the buyer or whatever wants to the seller wants to sell the house, you can also do it yourself, right? You can go online and see a listing house website or whatever, and do your job. But I think, as Ben says, it's interesting how now people is going to see the other side of the coin, right? On this, so do you think that people are going to start seeing that? Gina, do you think that people are going to start seeing that change, or do you think that people are going to understand quite better what you do?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like us as agents have to be really good about showing our value, showing and explaining what the change in the law is. Because, in the past, someone would just call me and be like, hey, show me this house. I'd be like, okay, I'll see you there. show them the house. And I wasn't sure if they're going to ask me to write an offer or not. So now I have to have that conversation before we even go into the house and be
Right,
like, yeah, sure. I can definitely show you the house, but here is, the correct steps
right,
that the law asks me to do. I have to talk to you about my commission if you are going to write, or even if we're not going to write an offer, like we have to have this on paper.
right.
So yeah, I definitely think that people at first were speculating a lot of um, bad things and freaking out about this.
Yeah,
But to me, I feel like it's good because now, as a buyer's agent, I get to tell the seller or the listing agent how much my job is it's worth and how much I charge. In other professions like lawyers, um, you
totally.
know, the other side does not tell them how much they charge, and
Right.
does not tell them how much they should get. So now I feel like we get that power as a buyer's agent to be like, this is everything that I do, and this is how much I charge, and
Right.
and then go from there.
So
Yeah,
Gina, I have a question. So what will be your approach whenever you have to talk about these numbers with the sellers?
Mhm. So my approach is I do bring up the lawsuit, and I was like, listen, this is what happens, and this is the backstory. Um, it became a law where we have to be transparent. We have to tell you that, this is how much my commission will be. I'm still gonna fight for the seller to pay my commission, but if not, it's your choice if you want to continue with purchasing that home or not, after knowing if the seller is going to pay my commission. because even if they wanted to pay for my commission, they can't afford it. They're already receiving down payment assistance or short on funds to even make an offer. So just having that conversation and educating them helps a lot for that transparency of I tell them all the pre-closing costs, all the closing costs, and I'm like, I don't want to scare you, but I do want to be transparent and tell you, this is everything that will happen throughout that transaction so that you're not blindsided.
Right,
Correct.
right. Well, I think it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice that approach, because transparency is key in this type of transactions. People may be skeptical about it. So I wanted to know, do you think these changes are going to lead to a more competitive real estate market or not?
For sure, for sure. I feel like people are going to get better at, becoming a better agent to serve clients. And, we're always looking to improve and come up with ideas on how to present better offers. We had it back in COVID where the multiple offer situations and getting creative with the offers of waiving inspections, appraisal gaps, and all this and that. So I feel like as we encounter stuff like this, we always get better. For the ones that will continue and stay in the game, you have to just get better, and it'll help you to serve your clients better, and just overall, I feel like the real estate world again is always changing, but for the better.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
So we have here some question from the audience. Thank you, the audience who is listening to us. Of course, if you have any question, you can shoot on the Facebook Live. So Christina says, "Hi, in your experience, when is the best time to discuss commission details?"
My personal experience, as I explained earlier today, um, from the beginning,
Right.
when someone calls me, I don't say, "Well, you owe me this commission now."
Right.
They're like, "Okay, I'm looking to buy, blah blah blah." Of course, we go into, have you been pre-approved? At what stage are you at of the buying process? And then after we go into more detail and we're ready to start looking for homes, and then that's when I add that discussion of, okay, now we're going to talk about my commission and all the details about it.
So it already happened to you, right? So far, you told me that in Indiana, this settlement was set some months ago. So I was going to ask, is this kind of an awkward situation when it comes to talk about this, or people just take it like, okay, it's fine, it's your job? Um, how do you feel about that, or how you?
So I feel like it can be a little uncomfortable depending
Okay.
on if the client knows you or not. So I actually just had this situation not a couple days ago where a new client called me, and she was like, "You know what? Like, they refer me to this other agent, and the first thing he said, you have to sign this contract." And she felt like he was rude, and it's just the approach that he had. So she was like, "Is that something you're gonna do?" And so I had that conversation to tell her, "Hey, like, get to know me first. I'm
Love it.
going to tell you the backstory of the contract. Yes, you have to sign a contract no matter if you're working with him, with me, or any agent. You will have to sign a contract. But the more details, I prefer to tell you in person. So let's meet. I'll show you the contract and all the details and all the questions that you have. I'd be more than happy to answer." And that she felt at ease, and she was like, "Okay, You're just not here to push a paper through my through my face and tell me that I have to. And then if anything else, we can't have any other type of conversation. So we got to meet. She really liked me, and she was like, "Okay, where do I sign?" You know. Mhm.
That show you how important it is to be a person's people,
Mhm.
um, because it's not, you can be an excellent seller and know about the business, but if you don't know how to approach your clients and how to talk to them, the
Mhm.
deal is gone. You have to
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Right. And I think that this is showing exactly how now realtors are going to approach on this. Maybe those one that they weren't, those uh, people who had the same approach that you, now maybe they have to change. Maybe they have to change the approach, and I think that's an interesting challenge for that people who didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that as well.
Mhm.
My other question is, do you think this is going to impact the home prices or not? Or is it now doing it?
I feel like in a way it will, and it is. Again, when everything was unknown and before it came
Mm,
into effect, we already saw the downfall of kind of like everything was on pause
right.
and people were scared. People didn't know. But now, like within this week or two, I've seen it went up again. We're having multiple offers in certain areas in certain specific houses, and then there's still other areas where they're they're not selling, or at least they're not selling as fast as they used to. But what I like to discuss with my sellers is like, we're going into a normal market, because selling in a week, it's not a normal market. That was a COVID market. And a seller's market is not a normal market. So we are moving into a normal market, which is a buyer's market, and it's just taking little steps. So
Hmm.
I feel like it is changing, but it's not like stopping, and it's not negative all the way through. It was just that period where it was unknown to everybody, and everybody was like, we don't know.
Yeah. So I know you don't have a crystal ball to see the future, but
Right.
as a realtor, how do you think the year is gonna end in terms of the real estate market?
I feel like it's gonna end with really good interest rates, as the history has had in the past. When election year,
Right.
they try to give us better rates and better, to motivate people to buy. So I definitely do see that we're gonna end the year right, with a lot of movement in the market all the way around through the US. And yeah, I feel like it's looking good.
Well, that's a good news for everyone. That's amazing. Great, great. So I would like to know if there are some questions in the audience. Maybe there are any other questions. I know, Ben, do you have any other question that may come to your head, or Gina, any other comment about this?
No, yeah. I just want to encourage the audience to comment if they have any questions regarding real estate. If you're a person who is thinking on buying a house, maybe you're in the beginning stage where you don't know where to go. Well, this is a good time to ask your questions here on the comment section, so we can read it. And Gina, of course, our expert, can help us with the questions. Now, I was thinking, Gina, if you can talk more about you now. We know you also speak Spanish, so you can help the Hispanic community. You're located in Indianapolis. I don't know if you're focusing in any specific areas. So, what can you say about yourself?
Yeah, so I am in Indianapolis, Indiana, but I serve all the surrounding areas. Uh, excuse me, from Indianapolis. So I have I don't specialize in just, central. I do northeast. I've even gone up to um, Marion, Indiana, Elwood, and all the little towns surrounding. So I'm always willing to help anyone that needs my assistance. My company also has a relocation team where if they're way too far, but still, even within Indiana or outside of Indiana, I can always refer them out and make sure that they get either a bilingual agent if they need it, or we only partner up with like the top agents throughout the United States. So and we make sure that we keep in touch and they get the best service that they deserve.
Perfect. How does it look the market in your area?
The market again, there's areas where it's skyrocketing again, and we're having like just this weekend we went against 40 offers in one property. That still the fix and flip homes are selling to in top dollar and in certain areas. So it's still moving. We still don't have enough inventory, so we are low on inventory, but the market is great.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, so we have a question. Said agents have to have a minimum commission to change, and if it's so, how would you set that minimum
To charge. Yeah.
to charge? Right.
No, we don't. We don't have a standard number. We don't have a minimum. I mean, if you want to charge $100, you can charge $100. It's up to you. At this point, there's no standard price or percentage that we can charge. It's up to you as the agent, um, how
Well,
much you want to charge.
that's interesting because I am thinking, would it be different if there was a setup, commission rate or something? What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I would say that due to all the um, different brokerages and different programs that are out there, there's definitely an average of 3%,
Right.
which that's like the normal. But for other brokerages that I don't want to say names, but there are brokerages where they only charge like 1%, but
Right.
they say you get what you pay for. So you're basically on your own if you go with a brokerage like that. You end up doing all the work and pulling out your hairs throughout the full transaction. But yeah, that will be an average and standard one. There's other agents where they know that they deserve more and they charge more. So yeah, I guess it would be a little more how would you say it, like where they'll be like this is all you can charge, and but I don't think that it will ever happen.
Mhm.
Nice. Well, I think it's nice. And I have another thing that would you give, do you have any advice for those realtors that are, starting in the business, in the market, on how to handle this or, any best practice to those new realtors in the market?
um I guess the advice that I can say is that it does matter where you are in the brokerage that you're part of. My brokerage is really good about educating. We were getting education classes and all this way before it came to effect on July 1st. So it does matter where you go. Don't focus so much on how much they're going to take from your commission and more of what are you going to get, and just surrounding yourself with people that are going to help you grow and help you be a better agent. Again, when I first started, that's what I did. I surrounded myself with people that were in for a long time, and I knew that they were successful. As you guys know, I'm part of the board for NAR in Indianapolis.
Mhm.
So that was a really big, like 100% helped me be a better agent, just by surrounding myself with people with knowledge.
That's great. Awesome. I don't want to stop mentioning that Gina is part from Talk to Talker, right?
I am, yeah. FC Tucker.
Excellent, excellent. So we have another question here. It says, as a realtor, what are the biggest practice changes that comes along with this settlement for you guys?
I think we have covered this again, but if
Yes,
you
correct.
can just confirm us with this question.
Yeah, I say again, the biggest practice change is having that conversation from the beginning with your clients of like that commission and what all entails in the transaction. I think that's been the biggest practice change of not being used to doing like a buyer's presentation, just taking
Right.
them and showing them houses. Now you have to sit down and explain the documents that they have to sign even before you can show them a house.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I think we have to wrap up for now because we already have almost 30 minutes on this conversation. It's been,
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
think it was a great conversation. I think there's a lot more to talk because
Yeah.
it's something. But yeah, thank you so much, Gina, for being part of this conversation. I love everything that we talk. Thank you, Ben, as well. I think it's important also to mention that if you're a realtor and you want to, close more deals and want to, have an grow your niche on the ITI and credits, you can totally reach us by House Easy, or you can also reach me. We are in all social media. We can help you out with that, and of course, increase your revenue. So thank you so much to everyone who was watching as well. Gina,
Thank
some
you.
goodbyes one.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me and look forward to many more
Yes,
live streams. Thank you.
yes, awesome. Thank you so much. Then
and thank you everybody who's watched the live. We had David Espinosa, Eddie Matos, Leah, Lorena, Cristina. So thank you all of you for your comments and stay tuned for more information about real estate. And of course, if you have if you're somebody who is looking to buy a house at Buy House EC, we can help you. Even if you don't have a credit score, if you have IT number, or if you're self-employed, just give us a call. There is our WhatsApp number, so you can text us or call us. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. Thank you, August, again, and see you in the next time. All right, bye bye.
bye.